Okay, what's up, guys? This is Mark Augustine here, and in this video, I'm Jonathan on the call. I'm Jonathan as a member of Ecom Sniper, and we're not going to get into what Ecom Sniper is, but what I'm going to have a conversation with Jonathan about is running multiple eBay accounts for the dropshipping purpose, right? So like the video, subscribe to my channel. I've been dropshipping on eBay since 2011. I'm not going to go through my whole spiel, but if you're brand new to this channel, my goal for you guys is to help you make money online. So, Jonathan, you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Yeah, that's a great intro, Mark. What's up, everyone? My name's Jonathan, and yeah, to get to the point, I've been with Ecom Sniper for like I think 10 months now, and I got 4 accounts that are running up and active, and I'm actively opening up several more for the fourth quarter. So yeah, it's been a ride, and I mean, I can get into kind of the methodology of why I went down the road I did and how I sort of did things.
Okay, so first, what is your goal? So before you get into like the methodology and how you did things, so you have 4 accounts. What is your goal? Like, what is the limit? Do you want 10 accounts, 100 accounts? What's the goal with this?
Yeah, so with eBay, my purpose is to kind of get cash flow out of it. So my goal is in that 10 to 20 account range, at least for this current phase. So it doesn't need
Right,
to be my primary source of income, but it's supposed to like give me the funds to like I do Shopify drop shipping, so that's like
right,
my main thing. And obviously, as you might know, like ads can get costly and it's a
right.
very difficult skill to learn, like marketing and all that. So eBay was a really it changed my life because it was a great way to start developing cash flow without like having to invest a huge amount of time, without a
Right,
job.
right.
So I love the business model and the idea is I was able to get one account to 1 to 1.5K a month. And now it's just like, I'll get some VAs, I'll scale up to 10, 20 accounts, and I'll use this as cash flow essentially and give myself stability.
Okay, okay. And we're going a little off topic, but what is your goal? Like, how much money are you trying to make per account? And have you hit there with any of the accounts yet?
Yeah, so per account, it's a great question. I'm looking obviously for at least 1K a month profit.
Right,
There's kind of a balance between being too aggressive and just playing it safe. That
right,
being
right.
said, for some of the accounts, we are trying to push more. Like one account, I think is on track to do like 2K profit a month, and we're just doing more item research on the back end, basically.
Okay,
But
okay.
on average, 1 to 1.5 would be great. And obviously, we're going for numbers and stability. So, no like crazy. We're thinking about maybe trying like AliExpress, some stuff like that, but
Okay.
maybe just keep it more stable for the most part and just look for quantity and
Okay.
qual, but
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
quantity.
All right. So let's go into the thought process and the actual the methodology and setting up these multiple accounts. So you
Yeah,
go ahead.
so
Like
yeah,
you lead the show.
it's a bit of stuff you have to do. And when I did it, there were some new issues that popped up. But essentially, I had to get an LLC, right? And
Right.
then I had to get static IPs, mini
Hmm.
PCs, business Wi-Fi, obviously with those static IPs. And I had to kind of, have a method for creating the new accounts without linking them right away. So I personally do the status change method. And yeah, there's a lot that kind of goes into that. And I guess one of the big things I've learned is just, once you have the right setup, it's all about aging your accounts. Because I've also been making more Amazons. So I have like 10, 15 Amazons now. So I've been getting phones, PCs for those as well.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I can show my setup in a sec, but
Hmm.
to do one thing at a time, once you have those materials, you're essentially like just going to create a business seller account with the LLC, and then you can use your ID, and you can do that for 5 accounts. So that was my goal. And then for the next 5, I'm just doing another LLC with like my mother's ID. So just a different
Right.
separate entity with different static IPs and just building it like that. And yeah, it's loaded, but I'm trying to figure out how to like put it all out there. But as long as you just move forward a bit with it each day and just ask questions to people that have already kind of gone through the process, it's not tremendously difficult, but it's definitely a big leap, I will say for sure, just in terms of what you need to know.
Right. And I think it's interesting the method that you're taking because, for instance, Glenn is a guy that recently joined Ecom Sniper and he is like an older gentleman. And when he thought about like, there's some guys who think about running multiple accounts and having different IP addresses and using different computers and all these LLCs and so on. And he was just like, okay, he doesn't even want to like go down that road. He wants
Yeah.
to try to make as much money as possible per account. But how you setting it up and you're talking about stability and trying to make 1 to 2 thousand per account, I understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I get what you're talking about. And I would say for most people, definitely, like a lot of people come in and they want to make multiple accounts like right away. I would definitely say for at least 3, 4 months, you optimize one account, you get it to 10K, and then you deal with, maintaining the revenue.
Right, right.
But once you're ready, it's not as hard as it seems. There are just a couple of parts going on. So you need to like keep track of things. So I have like a Google Doc, Sheets.
Hmm.
And but yeah, it's nothing too crazy. Basically, you buy your equipment, you get your LLC, you create the accounts, and you just ideally you warm them up, age them quite a bit, and before you know it, you'll have more accounts, and then
But
it's
when
all
you
down
say
to
warm them
maintenance.
up, what are you doing to warm them up? How long are you warming them up for?
Yeah, so for me, once I can create the account, of course, creating the account is one thing. But like once the account is created, I would say I like to let it sit for several days, and then I do the classic book method. So I'll list a book.
Right.
I'll sell a book, just any book that has, some decent metrics, and I'll order it to my house. I'll ship it out at a loss, with the priority label. Once it
Right.
arrives, I'll make sure to try my best to collect the positive feedback. And at that point, I have before just moved right on from there to drop shipping, and that's, where I'll list 1, 2, 4, 8, etc. with Ecom Sniper. Now
Mhm.
there are lots of other people who like to take it a lot longer, and maybe because it's quarter 4, I will take it a bit longer, let it sit for a bit longer, maybe sell a few more items. A lot of people like to also, buy items as well. You can also consider doing that. Just anything to show human activity and that you're not some crazy scammer, because scammers basically make stuff and then try to sell a
Right.
bunch of stuff and then start spamming a lot of things. So as long as you're not doing that and you're just playing it safe, safer is always better.
And like one of my friends, he was bent on like purchasing as well for feedback. I have mixed feelings about that because like back in the day, we'd purchase like a ton of ebooks or like whatever, 99 cents to get a lot of feedback, right? And then eBay started to catch on and then suspending accounts for like feedback manipulation. And although buying 1 or 2 items may not be feedback manipulation, I just think that like I'm wary about buying stuff for feedback. That's just me.
Yeah, no, anything that could mimic fraudulent behavior, right? And if you're just
Right,
spamming a bunch of cheap purchases, you do 30 of those, like,
right.
yeah, it looks like manipulation.
And
So,
I think what you're doing where you purchasing the book and actually shipping it out yourself in the beginning is very valuable.
oh yeah, and the important thing there I forgot is, I think I said this, but you need to have the eBay label on that. Like, you want to have the eBay label, you want to get it shipped out yourself.
Right, right. You didn't
Mhm.
say that. You want to get the
Yeah,
actual shipping label from
100%.
eBay,
Very
right?
important. Yeah, and it's just to establish that extra trust. And
Right.
once that first order is delivered, and ideally you have the positive feedback, usually you're good to go, but you can always just duplicate it a few times, try to sell another book. Once you have a few, I would definitely say you're good to continue. So you don't need like massive numbers of feedback, but just something to show you're not gonna be scamming people or that you are a scammer. So that's it.
Okay, 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 okay. And do you want to show your setup really quickly?
Yeah, no,
What
I'd
part
love
of it?
to. So I'm on the computer here, and I'm sorry
Right.
about the shabby room. So it might be angled kind of weird,
Hmm.
but if you can see that, um, it's a bit.
Wait, so all of those are mini PCs?
Yeah, I got a bunch of mini PCs. Yeah. So
Wow. Okay, go
right here,
ahead.
this is a modem. So this is what gives
Right.
the Wi-Fi, and then I mark the accounts. But these are the mini PCs. I just Ethernet them, plug them into the modem. I manually set up the static IPs. There's directions for that. Don't worry about the IT stuff. It's not too crazy. There's just
Right,
directions for
right,
that. And then I have fans, and then this is my monitor. I use one monitor for all the accounts. And then
right.
behind and around, if you can see that, it's just more mini PCs. I got my second modem set up for new accounts. And then these are two Amazon computers with two phones. So it's kind of
Wow.
it's the beginning of my setup basically. So
You're really going hard. That's really cool. That's really cool.
yeah, no, I mean at night it blinks, like there's all these LED lights and it kind of blinks and it looks kind of cool. So I like that. But I'm sorry if the view is a bit weird. I'm with the computer, like just a laptop, so it's a bit weird to angle it. But yeah, it's just it looks crazy, but I started this process back in March, and I would say consistency just in general in business is huge. If you just consistently kind of tick away at things, it
Right.
isn't as bad. So just don't, to anyone that's watching, just don't feel overwhelmed. You just slowly continue, just get one more account, and then eventually, like you'll get the hang of it. You'll get your MC11 that happened to me. You'll get your band account, and none of those are fatal. And actually, a really big lesson you taught me, Mark, in one of the meetings was, I wanted to get 5 accounts with that first LLC, but I ended up only taking 3. But I mean, that was a massive win. So that took me from
Right.
1 to 4 accounts. And although that third account got MC11, that luckily with Marty I recovered.
Mhm.
But because of that and because of the next account just having a suspension, I decided, it'd be better just to get a new LLC, new modem, new setup, just to be very safe and secure with
Right.
it.
So those other accounts that were set up before are still there.
Yeah, so I have 4, including I have my old one, but with that first batch, I got three
Yeah.
accounts, and those are all selling now. And one of them again is doing very well, and
Hmm.
the other two, like we're in recovery mode and just listing. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and I
Why
can go real.
recovery mode? I saw a kind of
Yeah,
smirk on your
yeah.
face.
I was about to go into that. So with the LLC, just the
Mhm.
rules changed a bit with eBay. Your business principal office address specifically, like on
Mhm.
your articles of incorporation, must match with eBay, and they check it now. So if
Right.
they go online and see it doesn't match, you can't just put in like a random residential address and expect that to work. So for me, I had a virtual agent's address, and then I just
Mhm.
put down a residential address, and they didn't like that. So when they did the review on my account, like they normally do, they ask for your information, your driver's license, passport, for you to correct your any business info just for verification and send in
Mhm.
stuff. They held my money and wouldn't accept my article. So I had to send an amendment form to Wyoming
To
because
the
I did a
state.
Wyoming
Wow.
LLC. Yeah, and I had to wait about 3, 4 weeks. So I got a lot of money in holds, and then afterwards they deleted all my listings. Yeah,
Sorry
because
to laugh. I know it's not funny, but I know the
no,
challenges.
it's very funny. It's very funny. It was just unfortunate because of the timing. Like my setup would have worked perfectly 6 months ago, but in June, right when I was starting to get the accounts to become more established, is when that happened. So it
Right.
was
Right.
unfortunate, and I looked pretty screwed. But I just stuck through it. I made it through. I actually recovered all the accounts, and now they're all getting sales every day again. So they're starting to. What I mean recovery is it went from 0 listings, and now I'm slowly getting back up to 10K. So I'm at like
Right.
3K,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
4K, and 7K. So like it's
And you
getting
got
better.
that money out of eBay, whatever
I
money.
did. I got the 8,000 back. Yeah.
And it was 8,000.
It was 8,000 across 3 accounts. And it's because those accounts, they were doing really good. They were doing really good. They were
Right.
doing awesome. And yeah, it was about 2 months worth of income. And they were at like 4 to 6,000 listings and they're just doing really good. So,
Right. Okay. 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 Okay.
but yeah, managing cash flow there was hard. But I survived and I will never make the mistake again. And I help out everyone I can to make sure they don't make that mistake as well. But it
Right.
wasn't really a mistake. It was just adapting to an update. And
Right. You're just learning the process.
yeah, exactly.
And what do you expect for fourth quarter? Do you expect to set up more accounts before fourth quarter? Like
Yeah, so I
take
have
advantage
second
of
internet
Christmas?
set up and I have the infrastructure, like the bank accounts as well as another things. So I have my business banks for 3 new accounts set up and I got, yeah, the mini PCs as well. So I actually created my next eBay so that my fifth got banned, but like another account. So one to replace it. That one's been made. I'm
Mhm.
warming it up and I have to make the last 2 for that bit. I was gonna do obviously 2 more to make it 5, but the bank rejected me because I've been trying to open too many banks. So I'm either gonna wait or I'm just gonna get one of those banks and add more checking accounts onto it. But
Right. Right.
the idea was to maybe try 5 separate banks with different branches to get more
Mhm.
separation. But for my first like set of accounts, just having one bank and 4 checkings inside one account did work.
It
So
worked.
I was just doing it for more separation.
Right. Okay. 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 All right, sweet. I mean, if you guys, so you guys on YouTube who happen to be watching this, if you have any questions for Jonathan about running multiple accounts, let me know in the comment section. I personally, so like, I have 2 accounts that's on the same computer with the same name, similar
Awesome.
to Ben, but I don't have the whole multiple IP addresses and many
Yeah, no.
set up.
I definitely think you can do two on one account. I know I think in the German community, they're doing like a ton on one computer or something with a bunch of
Yeah,
devices.
no.
Yeah, they're just all going to be linked, obviously. The static IP
Right.
is just to have maximum separation. And obviously, if we're trying to go for numbers here, like 10 accounts, 20 accounts, I think separating them as much as you can is just going to be better.
Right. And I mean, I'm impressed with how much you've gotten done so far. So I'm excited to see you get to 10 accounts and like actually have income from all of them.
Yeah, that's going to be great, obviously, because, with all those PCs and stuff, that all costs money, and
Right,
obviously
exactly.
spending a lot of the profits to reinvest
And
into
how
getting
much
more.
do the mini PCs cost?
That is a great question. Now, my first mini PC, again, 8 GB, i5 core Windows 11 should be solid. I got it for like $80. Um,
Ah, okay, okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
eight
So it's
GB RAM.
nothing.
But
Okay.
nowadays I go for a bit more. I like to get 16 gigabytes of RAM. I like to get something that's a little bit higher quality. So I do like
Right.
100 to 130 even. Like I'm willing to pay
Okay.
more now
Okay, okay.
because I
Yeah,
don't want
because
to just
running on a
yeah, like
yeah, a slower machine would be difficult.
yeah, and the 8 GB RAM computer is still doing great, but I think a lot of people sometimes maybe will cheap out and it's like this is a computer you want to have for years. I think, $80 isn't crazy. If you want to do
Right.
a bit more, get a nicer computer. I think
Right,
it's a bad
true.
idea.
Okay, okay. For some reason I thought it was closer to 200 per computer, but
Oh
what?
no, luckily it is not. There's a ton of Amazon listings and eBay listings, and you can get a good mini PC for like
Mhm.
120.
Okay, okay, sweet. Yeah, thanks a lot, dude. So, guys, if you watch this, like and subscribe. Hopefully, I'll have Jonathan again on a couple of weeks to continue. As he gets more accounts, I'll invite him on. But, Jonathan, is there anything you want to say before we go? I just want to have a short kind of update for the guys on
No,
YouTube.
I mean no, that's actually perfect for me as well, having a shorter video. It was great talking to you, and I hope this was useful. And let's go ecom fitness. I'm ready to get into crazy shape with Matt.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sam is all on that fitness
No,
journey.
I'm excited. We'll all get fit together, and that's just going to be awesome. So yeah.
Okay.
Besides for that, let's crush Q4 and let's have a great one. So
All right, thanks a lot, Jonathan. So, guys, like the video, subscribe. Remember, check out, comment, and ask myself or Jonathan any questions. He is the one who went through the whole process of setting up a lot of IP addresses and mini computers. So, he would have a lot of experience in that and current experience because we're recording this September 19th, 2025. And we have some free resources in the description. So, go check it out as well. Have a good one, guys. Later.
bye.